To the cloud. All right. So I do record, I make an attempt to record these classes Monday afternoon and Thursday morning in case you're inspired and you want to do more Qigong. You can always go back. Just go on YouTube, front row for you, dear. Or you can go in back. There's more chairs. Wow, we've got a huge class today. This is awesome. So you can, if you go on YouTube and just Google my name, you will come up with my channel. And then you can just, I just try to post the classes. So you can just do a little bit of Qigong. A little bit of Qigong is better than no Qigong at all. And so just do 5 or 10 minutes. It's great. So I do know we have some new people in class. Welcome. This class, frequently asked question is, I haven't done Qigong in a long time, or I've never done Qigong. And it's fine. It's just, I'm just going to do some movements. You're going to mirror me. There's nothing to memorize. Every class is unique unto itself. So you can come and then not come for a week or two or three and then come back. And it's really just about moving your body and coordinating it with your breath, setting intention. This class is at a time when the sun is starting to go down. And so we start bringing our energy down. The Thursday morning class is at 8:30 in the morning. So it's more invigorating. We're pulling the chi up, getting ready to engage with our day. This class is kind of at that tipping point. And so before we start, I just want to dedicate this class to my dear friend Misha that passed away on Sunday. He was not a blood relative, but chosen family. He was approaching his 91st birthday. I had just seen him at the end of June, and he was having some health issues, and he was not wanting to treat them at this time. And so he, in my conversations with him and with his stepdaughter and family, he was very clear, very content, ready to merge back into nature. He had a really beautiful death where he just hadn't been feeling well over a few days and laid down to take a rest. And that was it. His heart stopped, no struggle, very peaceful. And so I feel very much aligned with it. It's not one of those like, oh, I'm so sorry for your loss. We've all had those. This is more like, wow, a life well lived, that I'm honored to have known this person. And so I love doing Qigong because it really gets us in touch with, yes, we are our bodies, and we're so much more than our bodies. And so I just want to dedicate the class to his bright, bright spirit. As I was walking today, the trees were waving, and I could just really, really feel his spirit and essence. So let's start out just kind of tuning into our bodies, our minds, and spirits. So if you're sitting in a chair with a back, you can sit back, but try to have an upright spine. If it's available to you to have both feet flat on the floor, that's good. And just gently turn your attention in. Relax your face, your jaw, your shoulders. If you can be a little more comfortable and do any kind of movement to be 5 to 10% more comfortable, do that. And just in your own way, do a body scan. Where do you notice areas of tension, tightness, aches, pains? Where are things free flowing? Pay attention to the two sides. Does your left hand feel the same as your right hand? Are they different? And bringing your attention to the area of your heart, very often where we store emotions. What's dominant in your landscape today? And then to your head center, connection with your essence, connection to the universe. Is it clear? Is it cloudy? Is it bright? Dull? And putting that all together into a snapshot. And we'll do some Qigong and come back and check the scan again. So wiggling your toes, butterflying your knees, moving your hands and arms, and just invite you to just stretch in any way that feels good to you. I want to just remind you everything we do should feel good or help you feel better. Nothing we do should cause a significant increase in pain. You might already have aches and pains, and hopefully this will turn the dimmer switch down. So if you have low back issues, and it's better for you to stand, I invite you to do that. Conversely, if it's better for you to sit, I invite you to do that. If twisting hurts, don't do that. Do minimal movements. You just take care of you. That's the main lesson. So let's just start out with our neck and move a little bit. So tilting one ear to your shoulder, the ear that's up, try to lift that towards the ceiling. Make sure your jaw's relaxed. And rotate the head to the chest, other side, ear to the shoulder. And now lift that top ear. And back to the other side. And one more time to the other side. And head to the center and then up. And now keeping your shoulders squared off, turn and look over your shoulder. Salud. And come back to the center, turn and look over the other shoulder. Back to the center, other side. Back to the center, one more to the other side. Back to the center. Now we're going to do the same movement. Turn and look over that first shoulder and reach the end of your resistance. And now you can turn your shoulders and see how much farther you get. And back to the center. And then same thing. First, we're going to isolate the neck, look over your shoulder. And then once you reach that end range, then turn and look. And now we'll just do a few twists and turns. So starting neck, shoulders, mid back, low back. If you have a chair with arms on it, you can use the chair. And one more to each side. One more to each side. Ah, great. I feel better already. I've been sitting for a while this afternoon, and often we just get locked in place. So sometimes just doing a little twisting, wringing out kind of opens things up a little bit. And so let's do one moving down a little bit. This one, what is this one called? Dragon stretches its tail. In Taoism, dragons are considered very auspicious, very, very good luck. So we want to emulate the dragon. So palms come together. So you're going to mirror me. You are going to push that way to your right. And the arm that's closest to you, try to get that as straight as possible. And hold that for a minute and come back to the middle and then push to the other side and see spine is upright, and then see if you can straighten that arm back to the center. And now straighten that arm and then look away from the hands and back to the center and straighten and look. And now we just go back and forth. And one more to each side. And back to the center. Christy, it says you raised your hand, but I think that's just Zoom doing its thing. All right, that's what I thought. So I've been sitting all afternoon, so I am going to stand up now. I invite you to check in with your body, knees, back, energy level. Do you want to stand or sit? These can be done either way, whatever feels good to you. You all in that back row are kind of crunched together, so just make sure you have some room there, maybe stagger the chairs a little bit. So if you are sitting, just get creative with the move. We're going to do some breathing, and just the basic move is hands come up and then we're going to swing back. So if you're in the chair, just make sure you don't whack yourself on the arms there, but it can easily be done seated. So we're gonna inhale up, and now we're gonna workshop it a little bit, just so you get the move. As we come down, our knees bend, and then arms go back and knees straight, and then knees bend, and then up. So it's bend, straighten, bend, straighten. Bend, straighten, bend, straighten. And then the arms really just have momentum. Exhale, inhale. Ooh. Ooh. Make sure you're doing a big exhale through the mouth, letting go of tension. Gathering your troubles and tossing them down to the earth to be composted. Few more time. You all look great. Slowing down, slowing down. Great. So that's a good little cardio one too. Good for the knees and the back. So now we're going to do a similar but different one. We're going to do it side to side. And again, if you're sitting, do it a little slower, just to watch that you don't hit the chair. So hands come up, they're face up. And now we're going to twist and turn, and one arm goes in front and one arm goes behind. And then up and back and forth like that. And we exhale on the twist. And one thing I want to emphasize is watch where my head is. It stays over my spine and over my hips. So it's more of a twist rather than a lean. So just practice that for a minute, twisting from your hips and your waist. It's like a little ballerina. All right, so inhale up, exhale, inhale, exhale. And clearing between the shoulder blades. Little bounce in the knees. One more to each side. And slowing down. And I'm warm now. That always gets the chi going. And so let's continue warming up just the body. So we've done a lot of twisting, and let's work our spine front and back. So this is a good one to do seated. If you need a little break, go ahead and sit down. And you can also do it standing. Um, and so basically, I'm going to demonstrate it seated, and then I'll demonstrate it sitting down. And so basically just lean forward, my chin stays up and my eyes stay on the horizon. And I'm doing a little bit, for those of you that do yoga, the cat cow, this right here is a little bit of an arch. You can feel it in your low back. And then tuck, and now round the back and slowly articulate up. And so we exhale down, tuck and round, arch, and inhale up. So if you're doing it standing, it's the same thing. Hips go back, arching the back, and now tucking and rounding. So it's very different than just doing a hamstring stretch. You want to get that arch in the low back. So I'm tilting my pelvis up and I'm keeping my head up. And then here, tuck and round and come up. So let's do that all together. So exhaling down, tuck, round, inhaling up. Let's do the heart healing sound, which is inhale through the nose. Letting go of stress, anxiety. A few more times. And one more time, forward. And coming up. So you can really feel that working your spine, your low back, getting into your upper back. So now we're going to do that same movement, but we're going to go more to the side. So we have a little anatomy review is that we have all our digestive organs here. On the right side, go ahead and tap on your right rib cage, lower rib cage, that underneath there, that is your liver and gallbladder. And then over here on the left side and in the middle, across the middle here, stomach, spleen, pancreas, all responsible for digestion. And so what we do when we do this off to the side is we're kind of massaging that organ. If you just watch me a sec, I'm going to put my hands under my right rib cage and I'm going to lean forward and press in. And then that same, it's a little awkward, tuck and then come up. So it's very flowing movement. And we're going to do the healing sounds. Someday we'll do a whole hour-long class on the healing sound. But in Chinese medicine, we store excess emotions in our organs. We're human beings. There's nothing wrong with having emotions, of having grief or anxiety or fear, that we're human, we're wired that way. But when they get built up and we don't have a way to keep them flowing, then they get stored in our organs and they can start to cause issues. So we can release them ideally daily with healing sounds, with movement, with journaling, working with a therapist, all that good stuff. So let's do the liver sound, which is like you're shushing somebody in the library. So on the exhale, we're going to inhale and then shh, tuck round and come up. But we're going to do that a bunch of times. Shh. Classically, the liver holds irritation, any flavor of anger, frustration, impatience. Shh. One more time. Shh. Other side. This is spleen and pancreas, and classically this holds any kind of worry, repetitive thoughts, things like that. The healing sound is ooh. All right, so we're going to do the same thing. Inhale through the nose. Ooh. Tuck round. Come up. Ooh. Ooh. Now a whispered sound. A few more times. And quiet. One more time. And let's just clear the decks. We'll do the classical move, pulling down the heavens. And we'll do something called the triple warmer sound. It's really like just full clearing for our emotional body. Kind of sing-songy, starts high and then comes down. So inhale up and then and we'll do that a bunch of times. Inhale through the nose. Let's do it whispered. And quiet. And one more time. And just wherever you are, standing or sitting, hand over your belly. And just do a micro check-in. How has this Qigong shifted things in your body? Are you warmer? Is there more tingling? Just more aware of your body? Coming to your heart center. You can put hand over hand there if that helps bring the awareness there. How's the emotions? Same. Any changes? Some lightness. And then just connecting to your essence, to the divine, to the universe. Putting that all together into a snapshot. And let's do some Qigong. We've really done some warm-ups, clearing our emotional body. We for the last month or so, I think we've been doing 3 treasures Qigong. I'm going back. My intuition is telling me to do 5 elements today. So we'll go back. For those of you that have been coming to class for a long time, this is what we were doing our first months together. So in Taoism, there's 5 elements, metal, water, wood, fire, and earth. And we as human beings are part of the universe. So we have all of those elements within us. So this is just a very harmonizing for your body, for your mind, for your spirit. And we'll alternate if you're familiar with that yin yang symbol, the Tai Chi. So the yang is the active part. So we'll do some movement and activity, and then we'll just do a short meditation alternating with yin. So you get the polarity of that. So each element is connected to a part of the body. So we're going to start with metal. This is our housed in our lungs. So let's go ahead and actually just wake up our lungs, just tapping on them. Inhale, exhale. Your lungs connect here at your collarbone and then come all the way down to your rib cage. The diaphragm is kind of like a big umbrella that goes all around. So tap on your ribs, front and back. You can get the side, lift your wing there, take a deep inhale. Out the other side. Great. All right. So palms are slightly facing up. Your hands are very fluid. Just exaggerate that for a minute where they're just kind of floating. They're not stiff, kind of like sea anemones floating in the water. Exactly. So we're going to inhale up and hands are facing our lungs. And then when we get here, palms turn over, face out and up. And we look up and connect with the heavens. And then exhale down. And then again, when we get to the beginning of the lungs, hands rotate and float down. That's the basic movement. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Breathing in and out through the nose is very calming for the nervous system. If you're a visual person, you can imagine inhaling a bright, pearly, luminescent light into your lungs. Kind of off-white with a little sparkle. Deeply healing. The metal elements, all about inspiration. Slight pause at the bottom. Slight pause at the top. And one more time. So that was our yang movement. So we'll move to the yin meditation. So taking your hands and I'm holding them slightly off the chest. There's acupressure points here. Have a my feet are slightly wider than my hips. My knees are soft. If you're sitting, have an upright spine, no tension in the tailbone. And then my elbows are down. Bring your elbows up for a moment and hold that. And you can see that creates tension across the back. So just drop your elbows, drop your shoulder, turn your attention inward, and you can imagine, if you like, you're beaming that bright white light into your lungs as you inhale. And in your mind's eye, think of someone or something that inspires you. I often think of Mount Shasta covered in snow, or Lake Tahoe, something that kind of takes your breath away in the very best way. And just breathe in that majesty. And dropping your arms down. We'll move from metal to the water element that is housed in our kidneys. Your kidneys are at the back of your under the rib cage. They're protected there. And so the water moves, as I was saying with our hands, the water moves, flows are especially flowy. So feel free to embellish, have fun with it. So this is called the fountain. Easy to do seated. There's no leg work involved. So if you want to take some weight off and take a break, this would be a good one. If you are standing, hips go back as head comes forward. If you're seated, maybe be a little forward on your chair just to free up your spine. And then you're gonna lean forward, head drops down, back of the hands come together, draw up. And then when we get here, this is the last point on the kidney channel. So then arms go out far and right. It's called the fountain. So you can imagine drawing up water from deep in the earth, letting it replenish and hydrate every cell. The color associated with the water element is a vibrant blue. And again, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Let's slow the movement down a bit. And there's a slight undulation to the spine. Pay attention to the bottom of your feet. Let the water rise through your legs, up your torso. A few more times. Let's slow it down. When we slow our body down, our mind can slow down. And one more time. Now your hands are going to come behind you and come here, kind of facing up. If that's awkward for you, you can have them at your side. You can also experiment with putting them right on your kidneys. See what feels good to you. Do you like the real physical touch? Do you prefer the more energetic version, or better to just be relaxed? And again, paying special attention to the bottom of your feet. Make sure you're sinking into your heels. And in your mind's eye, contemplate a favorite body of water, perhaps a river, the ocean, a lake. Fill in the details. Are there trees there? Are there birds there? What color is the water? And what is the particular energy of this water? Is it fast moving? Is it slow and still in its power? What do you love about this water? Why did it come to you? And realize those powers and virtues are within you. And coming back to the room. So we move from water to wood. Wood is characterized by trees, growing trees that send their roots down and their branches up far and wide. So, seated or standing again, this is your feet don't move, you're planted, roots going down into the earth. Hands this time are facing each other. See if you can feel a little bit of heat from palm to palm. And now, seated or standing, you're going to turn, hips stay in the same place, but turning from the waist. And then the hands are pointing down, soft, no tension in the hands, aimed at your big toe. And then with an inhale, you're going to look where I'm looking. So this is straight on. So what is that? 45 degrees. I stay turned, my hands inhale up one side of the body over my head, middle fingers pointing down at the crown of the head. When I get here, now I turn back to the center, and now my branches go out. Palms facing each other, turn from the hips and waist, inhaling up through the nose, exhaling out through the nose. And just back and forth, arms relaxed. The color for the wood element is green. As our hands go up, our roots go down and wide. In through the nose, out through the nose. Jaws relaxed, eyes relaxed. One more to each side. Hands floating down. So we'll do our yin meditative posture, seated or standing. If you're seated, have an upright spine with the crown pointing up. And then hands, again, look at my elbows and shoulders where those are. So hands are floating a little lower. This is our, as I said, this is our liver here. So they're a little above the belly button, fingers pointing towards each other. Thumbs are relaxed but slightly up, and then elbows down. This is called embracing a tree. If your arms get tired, you can just float them down. And in your mind's eye, think of a beloved tree. And contemplate its virtues. Grounded, resilient, generous, flexible, and gently expand your inner vision to include the group field that we've created, all these beautiful trees in person, online. We have about 30 of us all together, standing steady, overcoming life's challenges, being flexible with the winds of change. And floating your hands down. And just invite you to move a little bit. We'll move into our heart flows, but just whatever feels good to you, whatever needs to be stretched or moved. So we'll move into the heart flow. This is called cloudy hands. So just start floating your hands. So again, the movement, whether you're seated or standing, is just turning from the hips and waist, and hands are just floating like clouds going back and forth. There's no particular breathing pattern with this. And think how clouds are. For a moment, make it really mechanical and just go back and forth and make your fingers really stiff. This is not how nature moves, right? Now we become clouds and they float across. And now let's all come over to this side of the room. Your lower hand, your outer hand is going to go a little lower and the top hand is going to face you. And then it's that same floating movement. So we float across and then we switch, floating across. And this upper hand is at the level of the heart, clearing out stuck emotions, any anxiety, The lower hand is trails a little bit behind. It's almost like a shadow of the upper hand. A few more times. Take your keep that same movement, but take the upper hand up by your forehead and clear and clear. It's like you're clearing the clouds. My teacher Thich Nhat Hanh says emotions are like clouds in a windy sky. They come and they go. Conscious breathing is my anchor. And coming back to the heart. And making the movement smaller and smaller and floating your hands down. So we're coming towards the end of class. I'm going to have a seat. We'll do a little heart meditation. You can put hand over hand in your heart area if you like. I've taught this meditation in many of the classes. It's from Heart Math. It's a company that sells biofeedback monitors. And so first step is hand over hand, and just for a moment, tune in, feel the warmth of your hands. You might feel your heart beating. And second step is to let your breath become a little deeper. And it's as if you're breathing in and out from your heart area, letting as you inhale through the nose, let your chest expand, your heart expand. And exhale. And just back and forth. And now the third step is having a feeling of gratitude or appreciation or an inner smile, something sweet that makes you smile. I was playing with my neighbor's cat today. That was very sweet. And now on your inhale, draw in that feeling of gratitude, appreciation. And as you exhale, let it permeate your whole being, hydrating your spirit. Just back and forth like that in your own time. And again, tune in to this group field. Sense the warmth and vitality of our class energy. Breathing in as one, exhaling, sending this energy out to someone you know and love, or your neighbors or friends somewhere in the world. And letting your attention come back to your hands, maybe move your hands a little bit, feel your body. Tap your toes, let your breath normalize. We'll do one last flow to really take all this energy we've manifested and come back to our center. And so hands face down at the level of your belly button, exhaling forward, and then inhaling out, back and around. This is our earth element. The earth in Chinese medicine is our belly center, digesting food, but also digesting life's experiences. Out through the nose, in through the nose. The color is a bright, vibrant yellow, like the sun shining on a field of sunflowers. Tuning into that force field of the earth. And one more time. Hand over the belly. Jaw relaxed, eyes relaxed. If you want to sit back in your chair, we'll end with a meditation. If your mind wanders, come back to your breath. And let your breath become a little deeper, more intentional. Wiggle your toes, butterfly your knees a bit. When you're ready, let your eyelids slowly open. We'll end class dedicating the merit of our time together. If you'd like to join me, the words are, may the merit of our practice benefit all beings and bring peace. May the merit of our practice benefit all beings and bring peace. Peace within, peace without. Hope you take this centered, grounded feeling with you into your evening. Thank you for doing Qigong with me. You're all my favorite people. And